Good Tuesday morning, Jonesboro. This is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 forecast. Clouds and isolated showers today in the low 60s, light northeast winds. Clouds and showers overnight, temperatures around 58, maybe a rumble of thunder. Showers and maybe a thunderstorm near 70 Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies. Showers and thunderstorms Wednesday night and Thursday, and the high Thursday in the low 60s. And more showers Thursday night before it clears on Friday. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. 10 people have died, including a baby, and more than 30 others are injured after a fire tore through a building in Paris. UK Prime Minister Theresa May is in Northern Ireland ahead of a trip to Brussels for Brexit talks on Thursday. A Russian couple's been detained in Malaysia over a street performance in which a baby was thrown up into the air. And German airline Germania has announced it's filed for bankruptcy and says it will be ceasing operations immediately.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I am very excited about my special guest today. One, because I know her mom. And so today I have with me Miss Klein Lee, who is the Miss Earth Arkansas USA 2019. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I am so excited to hear all about you and this pageant. And she is so beautiful, y'all. She is inside and out. She is a beautiful young lady. So I want to first start out by reading her bio. So give me a moment here. Ms. Klein Janae Lee Mitchell is a native of Marianna, Arkansas. She is a 2018 graduate of the University of Central Arkansas, where she majored in public relations. While attending UCA, she was involved with Young Democrats, Students for the Propagation of Black Culture, and Public Relations Students Society of America. She was also the 2017 Miss Blue and White for the Iota Pi chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. She has received many awards during her pageant career, including the Dreamer Award for her aspirations to become a politician and the Women on the Move Award from the Theta Mu chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated for being an ambassador for Black mental health during her reign as Miss Blue and White. After graduating, she joined Arkansas Teacher Corps. She is now teaching kindergarten and Whitten Elementary and is happy to be back in her hometown to give back. In her free time, Klein enjoys reading, pageantry, traveling, shopping, and working on her platform. # Black Mental Health Matters. Yes, ma'am, it does. I wish that more people would take advantage of the resources that we have available and take care of themselves. And,
yes, definitely.
We can't be living our lives as an incomplete person. We need to be whole, mind, body, and soul.
Exactly.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into, how did you get into pageants, first of all?
Oh, well, that is a good story.
Okay.
Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I had a close friend from high school of mine. He committed suicide, and I was very upset about it, and I've always dealt with depression and anxiety in my life, and I've had people who are very close to me also deal with depression and anxiety. So when that happened, I decided that I would not let mental health be a victim of mental health anymore. And I love the fact that in pageantry you can have a platform that you can advocate and fight for something that you really believe in and educate people about.
Yes, ma'am.
Your platform. So that's how I got into pageantry. That's why I decided to start doing it.
That's really wonderful, and I'm sad to hear the news of your friend, but I'm happy that you found some light in that and decided to propel to push the message of Black mental health matters, a lot of times we don't talk about what we're dealing with, and we're told in most families, what goes on in this house stays in this house, and so there's a lot of stigmas around mental health, and I hope that many more people start getting the help that they need, and we start seeing the statistics decrease.
Yeah.
All right, so you got into pageantry, and then while you were in college, you became Miss Blue and White. So tell us more about how that came about.
That was the second pageant I did, but that was the first pageant I ever started working on. I was really close with some of the Sigmas on campus, and when I found out they were having a pageant, they wanted me to do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily say I was roped into it, but
I kind of nudged.
Yeah.
Okay. And so tell us what the process. I am familiar. Here at Arkansas State University, they do the Miss Black and Gold. So is it similar to? Yeah,
it's very similar. They start with, they do practices with the girls first, which is different than pageantry that isn't collegiate. Because in collegiate pageantry, we don't have practices. We don't meet each other until we get to the pageant. So we practice, and then whoever won the title would go on to, it depends on what fraternity is, but would go on to the next pageant. I went to their regional pageant in Tennessee the year that I won.
Okay, that's awesome. And so then you became a teacher, even though you got a degree in public relations. How did you make that transition from public relations to, I want to teach the little children, kindergarten?
That was a difficult transition for me. I originally wanted to teach like high school business classes because it was more tied to what I had my degree in, and it was something that business and public relations is something that I'm really passionate about. But when I got into Arkansas Teachers Corps, they wanted me to teach elementary school, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do with that.
Okay.
But I do. I love little kids. I have a little brother who's 8, and I spend all my time with him.
Oh my goodness.
So it wasn't that hard of a transition.
Okay. So I'm sure you get lots of practice, or you kind of get practice with teaching him or working with him. And I'm sure sometimes he rolls his eyes at you.
Yeah, he thinks he knows everything. So.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. And so since you've been teaching, tell us how that is preparing you for what you want to do further down the line, and then tell us, what do you want to do further down the line?
Well, one day I really want to get into politics.
Okay.
And when I do get into politics, I want to focus on education reform, because I feel like that's where we need to start to fix the things that we are having problems with now.
Okay.
Because the children are our future, and giving them a good education now is going to really help them and help us in the future to do a lot better. And so I feel like I need a really good background in education to help with education reform in the future.
I've been reading, various stories. I come across things on social media, and some of the statistics are very saddening. I saw a report for schools in the Northeast Arkansas, more specifically in the Delta region, and that's where we're from. And the report, they graded each school with a letter grade, and it was very low for a lot of those schools. And I would love to see some reform happening, and I want to see more teachers, that are really passionate about teaching, going to the field, but also, and I don't know what impact you can have on this, but it seems as if the curriculum has been changed so much that teachers are teaching to test.
Yes.
And I apologize to the teachers. I'm not trying to come down on you. You do the best that you can by staying within the guidelines that the state or national level has ordained. But I would love to see students learning more, really getting something out of and getting something out of their education and really applying it to their life, so that they can be successful no matter what career path they choose. Yeah,
I was having a talk with someone about that recently, about how it's very disheartening, the grades that we have in the Delta for our schools. And it's sad that the state can't step in sooner until the school is literally just has failed completely. They can't step in and do anything about it. And they can help, but it's not much they can do until the school is just completely failed and they have to come in and take care of things. But it's a lot of work being a teacher. It's very tough when we don't have as many resources in the Delta, and you have to have a lot of support from the community, from your administration, from parents. And when you don't have a lot of support, teaching can be really rough.
Well, God bless you for taking on that mantle to be a teacher, first of all. And I hope that you will start getting support. And I hope that the community, has an awakening. It's okay. We need to start taking better care of our children. Their education matters, and educate them outside of the school. Educate them at home. We need to get back to that village mentality of really looking out for each other, taking care of each other, and teaching and nurturing. And so I'm going to get off that soapbox for today because I can go on and on. I love community engagement, and I love reaching back and helping those younger than me, and then pulling them up, and giving them the access to the resources that I have. So we're going to move on and get into the actual Miss Earth pageant. So give us some background about Miss Earth United States, or USA. What it's all about. I mean, when we hear Earth, okay, we think about the planet and things of that nature, but I'm sure it's deeper than that.
Well, Miss Earth USA, Miss Earth USA is all about beauties for a cause. Okay. And they really want us to advocate to reduce, reuse, recycle, and talk about sustainability, because if we don't take care of our earth, we're not going to have one day. Yes, ma'am. So it's very important that we do take care of our planet and do better as a society, because a lot of our animals are dying, our planet is dying, and we can't ignore that anymore. We can't ignore the climate change and everything that's happening around us, because it's definitely starting to impact us in our everyday lives.
I heard a comedian make a joke about the earth, and he was like, global warming is real. 1 minute is cold, hot, and like in time frames where it shouldn't be those temperatures, and then other places around the world, and how we just had the big cold snap in areas, and it was below record low temperatures. And the comedian was basically like, one day Mother Earth is going to sneeze, and it's just going to be the end of it, because we are infecting the earth, and it's like we're causing this virus, and one day it's just going to be too much, and we don't know when that is. I hope no time soon, but we definitely need to start taking care of our planet. Yes, our vegetation and our sea life, and because that affects the food that we consume as well, even the soil that we plant. Even if someone is a vegan, vegetarian, the quality of the soil matters as well, based on what we put out there. If we're dumping trash that is not biodegradable, sits in landfills, or excretes those different gases and whatnot, it all has an effect. It does. So tell us some things you've learned going through the pageant process, and then what are some things you want to focus on in your 2019 reign?
Some things that I have learned starting the Miss Earth USA. I wouldn't say I wasn't necessarily into saving the earth before this, but I wasn't as into it like I am now. I'm all about sustainability. I use steel straws or paper straws a lot more now, and a lot of the stuff that I do use in my classroom, we recycle all the time. Awesome. I'm teaching my kindergartners how to recycle, and they love it, so hopefully they'll keep doing it, because I feel like the earlier they learn in life, the more likely they are to stay with it as they get older.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So are you teaching them also? I know in kindergarten, sometimes you're not allowed, or I'm going to say you're not allowed, the curriculum is not as vast as, say, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and high school, beyond. But are you starting to introduce them to some science, introduce them to recycling on a science format, and a science?
Yes. We do have a science curriculum, but it is Earth and environment is a part of our science curriculum. So it's something that I can tie into our standards and be able to tie into science. And it's a lesson for them, and they love it. A lot of our science lessons are really hands-on, because if they're not, then they just completely just go to sleep on me.
Oh my goodness. And I'm sure they're really excited. They take what they learn home and tell their parents. So what has been the feedback from their parents based on the things that you're teaching them in the class?
I've gotten really good feedback from parents. I just had a grandmother come up to me the other day, and she said that she was talking to her grandson. He said he was worried. And if you knew that student, you completely understand. But he said he was worried that his teacher next year wouldn't do as much for him as I do now. And like those are the moments that you like wish for as a teacher. Those are the things you want to happen. Because that really filled my heart and made me feel like, okay, what I'm doing does matter, and I am getting through to them, and they can see that I love them. So that really is touching to me. That's why I teach.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So I am so happy that you can take what you've learned through the pageant and apply that to your classroom and in your community as well. And so what are some of your plans we'll get into more, what 2019 holds, but we're going to kind of stay local for a moment. What are some of your plans to help ignite the community and help get their minds into, okay, let's recycle, let's start using more, let's start saving costs, saving waste, recycling, and, doing a variety of other activities surrounding that?
There are a couple of things that I want to do in Lee County. The first thing that I've actually just recently started with East at the high school. Okay. They're going to do a recycling challenge through all the grades. Okay. And they're really excited about it. They had to, put a little basketball in there to get themselves excited about it. But I was like, as long as you guys are excited about it and you're going to do it, that's great. And so I'm really excited about that, teaching them sustainability and how to reduce their waste at the school, because we use a lot of paper.
Oh my God.
A lot. And through the Miss Earth USA pageant, we have to start an initiative in the month of June. And the initiative that I decided to work on was Earth education, because like I said earlier, I do believe that the earlier on you give children the resources and teach them how to care for our Earth and what they need to do to save our planet, the more likely they are to stay with it and continue to do it as they grow older. So my initiative is to teach children how to care for the planet in small ways that they can do things differently to help save the planet.
I watched several the beauty influencers on YouTube, but one in particular, her name is Patricia Bright from the UK, and she does more than just makeup. And so she made a video saying that she wanted to be more conscious of, again, being sustainable, using recycled materials and wasting less. Yes. So she found a few clothing lines that make clothes entirely out of either recycled post-waste material. And they were really nice clothing, and she talked about the quality and how they felt and fit and whatever. I would love to see more companies follow that same path. And do you hope through your reign to inspire just companies within the county, maybe start purchasing, just say, recycled paper? Let's reduce our plastic waste, because of course we know that doesn't break down, or recycle the plastic and then find another resource to use that product.
Well, one thing that I do want to start doing is going around to restaurants and trying to convince them to use paper straws instead of plastic straws, which are they're cost efficient. They're not much more expensive than plastic straws, and reducing the amount of plastic straws we use would help so much.
Yes, ma'am.
I forget how much it is, how many straws we use. I think it's like 1 billion a day in America or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
It's insane. It's an insane number. But just doing that's something anybody can do. That's an initiative from a company that makes paper and steel straws is getting individuals to go out into their community and getting restaurants and places that use plastic straws to change from plastic straws to paper straws.
Wow. I recently saw a post on Instagram. There's a company, they make these, they said they're biodegradable. They look plastic, they're cups, and they have these flavor things and other nutrients imprinted within the inside of the cup, and so you just put your water in and it flavors your water. And so people are questioning, you know, why would we want to do this versus carrying a reusable bottle, just make the tablets to put in. And so the company, you know, basically argued, well, because we use the materials that the cup is made out of, it's disposable and it won't harm the environment, but at the same time, people were still not seeing the concept. So would you also try to encourage maybe some manufacturers, you know, if you got to that point, to look into making more biodegradable, even if it still has a plastic look and feel, still make it more biodegradable?
Yeah, I think that's really important to either use recycled materials because they're already there and they're not gonna go away.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think it'd be much more efficient for companies to go out and use the resources that they already have instead of taking resources from the earth that we need and that aren't going to be replaced easily. So, yeah.
We're going to get ready for a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we're going to talk more about, you know, what your plans are and for 2019 and, you know, what are some of the guidelines the pageant committee, the organization has laid out for you to do, and then talk about the bigger competition for Miss Earth USA. All right, so you're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back after these announcements. Please stay tuned. My special guest is Miss Klein Mitchell, Miss Earth Arkansas 2019. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
What do you do when your dream dies? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. You had aspirations of doing and being something in your life, but now your dream just isn't possible. Maybe an accident or illness took your dreams away. Maybe a divorce or financial problems killed your dream. Every day, people are forced to make a choice. Hang on to a dead dream or reach for a new one. So, how do you deal with the death of a dream? First, allow yourself to grieve. It's okay to feel badly or even terrible about your loss. Second, allow yourself to grow. Try new things, experience new hopes. Third, allow yourself to grab hold of the next dream. Don't spend all of your time focusing on what you've lost, or you'll miss what you can have. Remember, your family first.
For more resources on today's topic, go to markmerrill.com.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a non-profit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
House of Details, located at 3915 East Highland in Jonesboro, is a proud supporter of KLEK, offering detailing on any type of vehicle: basic wash, hand wash, shampoo, interior cleaning, waxing, buffering, headlight restoration, pickup, delivery, and more, with a motto of anything mean we can clean. Details at 870-273-5187. House of Details on Facebook and at klekfm.org.
Hello, I'm Officer Jonathan Higgins of the Jonesboro Police Department. One of the best decisions I ever made was to join the Jonesboro Police Department. Since joining, I've had the pleasure to give back, protect, and serve my community. Now I want to let you know about that same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing for the patrol officers at the Valley View High School. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information, 870-935-5657.
Applications are being accepted. Applications are available at jonesboropolice.com.
Experience the joy with Bishop Adrian R. Rogers, pastor of Fullness of Joy Church, 2120 Thorn Street, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 72401. Wednesday night, Word and Worship, 7 p.m. Prayer Thursday night at 7 p.m. Sunday School, 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning worship, 11 o'clock a.m. And our Sunday night live service at 7 p.m.
KLEK is starting a new fundraiser which will allow listeners to donate to KLEK while buying groceries. KLEK is a part of the Kroger Community Rewards fundraising program. When shoppers visit a participating Kroger and scan his or her Kroger Plus Shoppers Card, a portion of the savings goes back to KLEK to help keep it on the air. Details on how to sign up for the program are available at KrogerCommunityRewards.com and at KLEKFM.org. This is a KLEK fundraiser.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. My special guest is Miss Klein Lee, Miss Earth, Arkansas. Let me start over. Miss Klein Lee, Miss Earth, Arkansas 2019. All right, so I'm going to get back into talking about the pageant and recycling. And this has been really exciting to me. You really helped to open my mind and help me to start thinking about sustainability in different ways and how we each can make just little changes and how it would make, if each person made one or two changes, it can make a global impact. I also have seen many stories of other countries that we consider third world or undeveloped, but they have found a way to use a lot of their resources. They've recycled and reused and reduced their waste. One country in Africa, they take this fish that it's produced in abundance, and so they found a way to use the skin and the fat or whatever the other things from the fish and make other products out of it. And they use the skin and they tan it like leather, and they make shoes and purses and whatnot. And so some places use recycled tires, old tires. They use that rubber to make the bottom of flip-flops or shoes, or there's a long list of things that they do. So tell us, what are some ways, from what you have observed just in Lee County, what are some things that people can do just right in their own backyard to start reducing their waste or start repurposing materials?
I think one of the easiest ways in Lee County would be for us to reduce our waste and start recycling would probably be to maybe walk more. Okay. I love the initiative to not drive everywhere you go. Okay. Because everything in Lee County isn't that far away. No. A lot of people don't like to walk, but you can bike or you can walk or get a scooter. Okay. And you can reduce so much greenhouse emissions that come from cars and motor vehicles. So that is something that a lot of bigger cities do. Okay. That I don't think rural cities really think about, because a lot of the things in Lee County are far apart, but not. You can go to the store. Yes. On a bike or go down the street. Because most of the places when I go, I work right across the street. My house is here and the school is here. Okay. And I still drive to work. So that's one thing I need to work on. Okay. But that'll be a really easy way for people to reduce, reuse, and recycle in Lee County. All right. And I'm sure once the weather gets warmer, right now it's a little chilly, so you might not want to be walking too far to school. All right, and so I want to go back to, you talked about the East. What is it considered, East Lab or East just? I just know to call it East.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Well, I know here in Jonesboro, the Nettleton School District, they call it East Lab, and there's some other schools that have adopted this program. So with the East group at in Lee County, we talked a little bit off air about some things that you are having the students work on. What is one of the products they're working on right now?
Right now they're working on with me a recycling challenge among the grades, and I'm really excited for that because they're really excited about it.
Okay.
Well, the 12th graders that I've talked to are really excited about it. They think they're going to win.
Okay.
And I'm trying not to they're trying to cheat, and I'm like, you can't cheat the recycling challenge. But they're really excited, and I'm really excited about it, and I think they're going to do really well, and it's going to help educate them, but also I feel like the Lee County School District on how we can save paper, because we use so much paper in schools. You know, reducing that will be very helpful to the environment.
You know, I don't know. I haven't been home in quite some time, so I don't know what resources are available there, but I know I've seen these big trucks that will pick up shredded paper from businesses, and then that in turn gets recycled into something else. So is there some type of recycled paper? Is there a recycling center anywhere close to Lee County?
Yes, there is one in Fort City.
Okay.
I think that's the one we're going to try to use to recycle the paper that we get during the recycling challenge at the school.
Okay. And extending from the schools, do you think you can maybe encourage the city officials to start looking into ways to recycle as well?
I think I could do that. It might be a tough thing for them to get into, but I think I could get them to really look into ways we can really start recycling in Marianna and reusing some of the products that we already have, because in Marianna, it's a small town, but we probably produce just as much waste as some bigger cities.
Yes,
so
hopefully they can either look at, especially for copy paper, because I know that they have to do a lot of copying, purchasing recycled paper from companies, or finding ways to have their paper again shredded and recycled. And there are numerous ways, and I'm sure we could talk about this forever and a day.
Yeah. Even just using both sides of the paper when you print something off, that is helpful. So the smallest things are helpful.
One thing we do here, I know it's not full on recycling, but like if we have flyers, I use the back of them for notes, or we'll cut them up in squares and use them as notepads. And there's a lot of things we try to do to get the most use out of what we have around here. And then we try to use reusable bottles, but sorry today I'm not using my reusable bottle today. So once school is out, you go full swing into starting your initiative and really putting your feet on the ground and doing some traveling. So tell us what to expect from you this year, this summer.
Oh, expect a lot of things. I have so much going on in my mind right now about what I want to do, but especially the initiative that I want to work on. I do want to hold classes, hopefully all over Arkansas, but right now I'm just looking at the Delta, hold classes for kids to come and learn about reducing, reusing, recycling, sustainability, and how to save the planet. And hopefully I'll be able to do that all over the state over the summer. But right now I'm just looking at hometown.
One thing that came to mind, again, we were talking about the clothing line earlier. I used to want to be a fashion designer, and I just settled for sewing my own clothes at home. And so one thing I thought about, and this question came up, I recently talked to some students in Blytheville, to a leadership class, and I asked them what they want to do with their career, and one young lady said she wanted to do something in fashion. I said, so do you want to be a fashion merchandiser, or a buyer for a boutique, or a buyer of fabric? What do you want to do in particular? And so she's like, I don't know, want to think about it. And so I started thinking, when it comes to fashion, there's a lot of clothes that end up in secondhand stores. For someone who loves to sew or is a designer, they can take that and reuse those materials instead of buying new material. I don't want to put Joann's or Hancock, whatever, out of business. However, take some of those clothes that are probably going to eventually get thrown away and reuse those materials and repurpose them for something totally new. Take the adult clothes and make kids clothes out of them. I don't know. There are a lot of stores who actually
If you come bring old jeans, I know jeans, I'm not sure about all clothes, but if you come bring old jeans, they will give you a discount to come shopping. Okay. And they use those old jeans they create new jeans or recycle and make new clothes with them. I know H&M does that, and I think that's a really great initiative to get people interested in recycling, because a lot of people just throw away old clothes when they're done with them, or they take them to Goodwill or consignment stores. So I think that's a great way to get people interested.
And that would be a great way also to help young people, even if they may not know what they want to do with their life, but they're into fashion or into, we're going to stick with that. If they're into fashion, that would be one way to help them get some hands-on practice. And then if there's other areas that kids are interested in, I just want to encourage all the leaders in the communities to find what your child or a child that you mentor or teach is interested in, and help guide them in a way that help them start thinking outside the box. Yeah. And again, reduce, reuse, recycle. As you were saying, I was thinking about, I don't know if you remember, you ever watch Different World?
I did.
Okay.
I love that show.
Even though it's kind of different when Whitley went to see a therapist and she was teaching her this little technique to
the mantra.
Okay, anyway, sorry y'all. Okay, so starting in June, what will be the name of your initiative that you'll be doing?
It'll be called Earth Education.
Earth Education. All right, and so do you already have several cities booked, or are you still working on your schedule?
I'm still working on my schedule right now. I'm hoping to have hopefully one in every area of Arkansas. Okay. So like the Delta, the Northeast Arkansas, Central Arkansas. I'm hoping to have one in every area, but right now I only have a couple. So.
Well, just let me know how I can help. We would love to have something happening here in Jonesboro. I'm sure that we can connect you with the local schools and then get you started on getting some programs going. That'd be awesome.
I love that.
So that's what we're here for. We love to help make connections within our community. We try to be community focused here at the radio station. So please let me know any way that we can help you.
Thank you.
All right. And so if anyone else out there listening, if you are, into recycling, or you want to start some type of initiative in your community, please reach out to Ms. Klein. We want to start seeing a movement.
Yes.
We definitely want to see a movement of being more green conscious. All right, so along with that, will you still be working on kind of going back to the Black mental health matters? Will you also still be working on that initiative as well while you're working on during your reign as Miss Earth?
Yes. One thing that I love about the Miss Earth USA pageant is that they want you to go out and advocate for other things other than just Earth. Like, that's our biggest focus. Okay. Miss Earth USA is advocating for our planet, but they also don't mind us going out and really being passionate about other things and having other platforms that we advocate for. And so I'm definitely still going to work on the Black Mental Health Matters platform, because that's something that is a part of me. Okay. So I can't stop doing it.
Okay. All right. And so even now, do you find yourself, because you're an educator and you are passionate about mental health, do you find yourself trying to pay attention to your children to see if they're dealing with things? Because kids don't talk like adults, and they may not even know how to tell you what's wrong or what's going on. So do you try to kind of watch them and help them work through some things?
Yeah, that is really dependent on grade level, because I never have a problem with that with my students. Okay. Because they're 5 and they don't know not say things sometimes. And so sometimes they come up and tell me things and I'm like, okay, well, that's not great. But you can definitely tell when a student is having problems outside of school, because it gets into how they act, and they'll start to act out or they won't do as well. But I've seen it, and it's something that a lot of educators deal with, but I think we definitely, as educators, we have to start thinking about not just bad behavior from students, but what do we think the student might be going through for them to be acting like this, or what are they dealing with outside of school? Because sometimes we don't initially think about that. Yeah, so we definitely have to work on that and remember that our students aren't just students 24/7. They have other things going on in their lives.
Yes, ma'am. That's a part of the discussion we've been having on, we do a Saturday show called Our Thoughts on the Matter, and we've been talking about bullying, and not to excuse the behavior, however, there's a root to the behavior, and most bullies are dealing with things that they haven't disclosed. They just don't know, and they don't know how to deal with it. And so it takes us as adults, or those that are trained in the counseling or psychology or whatever fields, to recognize what's going on with this child. Something's going on with this child, and they need an outlet. They need to deal with it so that they can become a mentally whole, healthy individual. So I am just happy to hear all these wonderful things that you are working on. I know your family is just super duper proud of you.
Oh, they love it. They love the pageants.
So when we didn't get into, we hadn't really got into, how did you go through the process of once you decided I want to try out for this pageant and go through the process? So let's back this train all the way back up. So tell us about the Miss Earth USA pageant itself and how you became involved with the process was like.
Okay, well, how I came involved, this was in like August, July, somewhere around July or August. I decided I wanted to do another pageant because I don't remember what my reasoning was for wanting to do another pageant at the time, but I really wanted to. And so I started researching pageants that I could be a delegate at, because I had been doing pageants in the Miss Arkansas America system, and they didn't really, my personality, and it didn't really mesh well. And so there's always a pageant out there for somebody. And when I was researching pageants, I came across the Miss Earth USA pageant, and I really just loved how they're very open, and they didn't want people who had done a million pageants and who were perfect, and they were doing this pageant for a cause. I love that as well, because it wasn't just about a beauty pageant, which most pageants aren't just about beauty pageants, because women get so much out of pageants.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that's how I got involved in it, because this was probably one of my favorite ones that I had come across. And when I did find out about it, since they don't have a pageant in Arkansas, I had to apply. And if you want to be a delegate, you have to go through this application process, and then go through an interview process and make a video. And if they think that you would be a good fit and do well at the national pageant, then they'll give you the title.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so how many ladies were up for this crown for Arkansas?
Actually, I don't know. That's not something they tell you.
Oh, wow. Okay, so everything's kind of hush-hush.
Yeah.
And each person goes through their process. And do you even get to know any of the candidates after you've already been crowned, or who else you were up against?
For the Miss Earth USA pageant? Yes, actually, I'm really excited because this weekend I get to go to New York for New York Fashion Week and model for a couple of pageant designers because of Miss Earth USA. That's something that they do for their delegates. And I get to meet a lot of the people who are going to be in the pageant this summer with me, and I'm really excited because pageantry is a sisterhood, and I always have a really good relationship with people I've been in pageants with. So my best friend, I met her in a pageant now. So I'm really excited.
Wow. So will you, while you're in New York, will you try to go visit some either manufacturers or stores that do sell upcycled or recycled clothing and things of that nature?
I would love to do that if I have the time. Okay. I guess it just really depends because I've never been in New York before.
Oh, honey.
So
I've never been, but just based on the pictures, I'm sure you're going to have a great time.
I hope so.
All right. And so after you come back from New York, what's next on your list?
What is next on my list? When I come back from New York, you're probably going to get into the recycling challenge with East. I'm going to dive into that. and doing more around my school, because
Okay.
I do stuff in my classroom with my kids, but I want to do stuff that's, school-wide and not just with my kids.
It would be great to start a challenge, just either school by school challenge or maybe grade by grade challenge.
Yeah.
I know it's going to take more than you to do this. In order for the whole community to really get on board and really see the benefit of reduce, reuse, recycling, it would be wonderful if all of the teachers, could get on board, or as many as possible. And again, the different community leaders, those teachers that were there when I was there, now that they're retired, maybe they might have a few extra minutes on their hand to come back and give back to the students that are coming up, because I'm sure most of those students are the kids of the people they taught.
Yeah.
So it'd be wonderful for them to share their stories and be a mentor and be a presence and then help these kids with these various projects.
Yeah.
I would love to see, Mariana restored to its form. I mean, not to say that it's so bad now, I would love to just see it any community, not
grow
just Mariana.
and glow.
Yes. We deserve it. The residents deserve a place that they can be proud of.
Yes.
And so I would love to see everybody just really get on board with this. That would be so amazing. And then another part of recycling, and we don't often think about, well, I'm guilty of, is like composting food waste. And so finding a way to reuse some of those, especially the fruit and vegetable byproducts. So we'll get more into that a little bit. We are going to get ready for another break. When we come back, we'll wrap up a discussion. I'll let you share any final thoughts, encouraging words for anyone else that's out there considering getting into a pageant. So please stay tuned, and we'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. A new study by Finder.com found that Americans are overusing credit cards on vacations, and it's costing them $2.7 billion in interest fees. With that in mind, here are some tips that may help you to avoid the financial pitfalls that come with vacation debt. Set a vacation budget. Pay your bills before you go. Nothing can ruin a vacation more than coming home to late fees and bills that you can't afford to pay because you splurged while you were away. Notify your credit card companies. Many lenders will not honor purchases made in locations they feel are outside of your usual profile. You don't want to use your card to pay for a meal or enjoy an experience and then find out the purchases have been declined. Also, be sure to notify your credit card company once you return home. Vacations are meant to restore, rejuvenate, and enjoy. Don't let money problems take away the many benefits that a vacation can bring to you and your family. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization focused on joy in our sisterhood, power in our voice, and service in our hearts. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Calling all women and minority business owners as well as the general public. KLEK 102.5 FM presents the 2019 Women and Minority Business Showcase, Saturday, February 16th from noon until 6 at Centennial Hall in the Arkansas State University Student Union. Live broadcast on KLEK and on Facebook. This is your opportunity to show what your business, church, or organization has to offer to the unique, diverse audience of KLEK listeners, supporters, and the Jonesboro community as a whole or to just check out all the vendors in attendance. Vendor registration is $25, $50 if you sell items on site, and you can register at klekfm.org, but you must register by February 4th. Free admission to attend. The KLEK Women and Minority Business Showcase is sponsored by the Arkansas State University Office of Diversity and Community Engagement, Full Sun Gifts, and Bancorp South. This event is a KLEK fundraiser. Edgy Studios, 209 Union Street in Jonesboro, offers photography for portraits, weddings, and engagements, senior portraits, family and maternity shoots, and all occasions. Edgy Studios focuses on photography that is unique and outside of the norm. Owner Andrew Daly is available at 870-243-0308 or www.ejjistudios.com.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
Experience the joy with Bishop Adrian R. Rogers, pastor of Fullness of Joy Church, 2120 Thorn Street, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 72401. Wednesday night, Word and Worship, 7 p.m. Prayer Thursday night at 7 p.m. Sunday School, 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning worship, 11 o'clock a.m. And our Sunday night live service at 7 p.m.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. My special guest today is Ms. Klein Lee, Ms. Earth, Arkansas, 2019. I am so excited. She has been such a joy to talk to today. I've learned so much. I'm inspired to start recycling, stop using so many plastic bottles and use more reusable water containers. Yes. And definitely reduce the amount of straws that I use. Those are just little things that we can start doing just to help the environment along the way. And so thank you so much for being passionate about this cause and trying to inspire others to make little changes. Just little changes every day will add up tremendously.
Yes, they will.
All right, and so I want to say good morning to your mom, Miss Dr. Kelly Mitchell, Dr. Kelly Mitchell Ferris. She says hi, Dr. Kelly. All right, and so as we get ready to wrap up, I want you to share some more things you might have in the works for 2019 and what overall message do you want to convey to everyone that you meet concerning Miss Earth USA, and also because you're also passionate about mental health and more specifically in the Black community. What are some messages you want to convey to people that you encounter?
Well, coming up this year, I have some really exciting things coming up for Earth Week in a few weeks, which I'm really excited about.
And tell us, when is Earth Week?
Earth Week is actually any week you want it to be.
Okay.
From the first full week of February to the last full week of April.
Okay.
And so it's more like a school initiative. So I have something really exciting for that coming up, which I'm really excited about.
Okay.
And mostly just getting ready for my pageant and working in my community. That's what I'm going to be doing this year.
All right, so I am going to be checking out your page and seeing the different things that you have come up with and how you're getting the different schools and students involved, and hopefully you get the whole community involved.
Yes.
I want to see the whole community go green.
I would love that.
Go as green as possible. I want to say good morning to Jessica Nash. She says, hey, Klein. Thank you all so much for checking in. You all missed quite a bit of our conversation, so you got to go back and watch the video. will be uploaded to YouTube as well. So for those who don't do Facebook, you can go to YouTube on KLEK 102.5 FM and you can find this video. I would love to see, you know, your initiatives spilled over beyond Lee County. St. Francis, Poinsett, Crendon, Phillips, everywhere around there. I want to see this blossom. I want to see everyone get on board and support you in this. And then when you get ready for the bigger pageant, I want to see the whole community support you in this. I know it can't, I'm not going to say it's not easy, but I'm sure there's some challenges that you'll be facing.
Yeah.
So what are some ways that you are preparing for the bigger pageant?
Definitely working with my pageant coach, because it's been a while.
Okay.
Since my last pageant, and staying up to date with politics and what's going on in the world, because as a pageant contestant, you always have to be very mindful about what's going on around you, because when it comes to the interview part, that's like the most crucial part of a pageant. So I always have to stay up to date on what's going on, and really watching a lot of other pageants.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, so kind of peeping out the competition. So will there be delegates from all 50 states, and then from all 50 states?
They have delegates from all 50 states, and they also have I can't say what kind of title they are right now. My mind just went blank, but they have like a Northeast.
So different regions.
Yes, regional titles. Yes,
okay.
Thank you.
Wow. All right, so this is a really, really big deal. I saw some video of, I guess, 2017 or 18 Miss Earth USA, and I think they had that pageant over in the Philippines. And
that was Miss Earth.
Okay, so that's the big pageant.
Yeah.
And also, this pageant is not just for people in your age group. There's a junior division, and then there's a Mrs. Married woman division. Wow, this is super huge.
Yeah, they have a lot of different age groups that get involved, which is really great.
That is amazing. So maybe one day you'll see some of your former students in the pageant.
I have kids come up to me all the time and they're like, Miss Klein, I want to do pageants, and I'm like, I would love to get you involved. So I'm glad that I'm making a difference.
And who knows, maybe one day you can start or have someone start some type of pageant coordinating, coaching business right there in Lee County.
That would be great.
All right. You have another comment from your mom. She says, she's just got out of a meeting. Well, she'll definitely go back and watch the rest of the video. Thank you, Dr. Kelly. And tell everyone out in Lee County in the clinic, I say hello. All my former educators out there, former teachers. I really need to go back home and just see people and visit. I know I missed on a whole lot.
It's always great going back home. I've enjoyed it so much.
That's wonderful. I really want to thank you for definitely sharing your love and your passion, not just for the earth, for the community, for teaching for the kids, and I can't wait to see what else you do in your life. One day we'll see you on the Congress floor advocating or arguing some type of case for the United States.
Fingers crossed.
All right. So in our last minute or so, any encouraging words to any young ladies out there that are considering getting into pageants?
Pageants will help you so much. Not only do you get so many opportunities from them, you'll have so many people become a mentor to you, and you'll gain confidence that you never knew you had.
Wow.
So pageants are a great thing to get involved with.
Okay. So it's not just the glitz and glam. There's a lot of behind the scenes.
There's a lot of hard work too.
Yes.
So you'll get a lot of hard work in there, but you also get confidence and mentorship and opportunities.
That is really wonderful. So I want to thank you so very much. I'm telling you all, she's such a beautiful young lady inside and outside.
Thank you.
Be on the watch for Miss Klein Lee Mitchell. She's going to be doing things in Lee County, starting in Lee County, but spreading all over Northeast Arkansas and beyond. So, and she's getting ready to travel to New York this weekend. So, safe travels. Wish you safe travels. And
thank you.
Good luck on everything. I want to thank everyone out there for listening to and supporting KLK. Again, we could not do what we do without you, so thank you very much. And don't forget to check out our social media pages for upcoming community events. So I want to thank you all for joining us today. Hope you have a great and blessed day.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro